Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. A 17-year-old boy has been charged in the death of a 16-year-old Prince Albert girl. On November 27th, emergency crews were called to the 900 block of 12th Street West, where someone had been shot. 16-year-old Rihanna Cook died of her injuries. The youth, who cannot be named, was arrested during a traffic stop on Saturday. He's been charged with second-degree murder. He's scheduled to be in court Wednesday morning to face the charge. The Saskatchewan Marshals Service is alerting the public about an upcoming training exercise. In a post on its Facebook page, the Saskatchewan Marshals Service says there will be an increased presence in the 500 block of 19th Street West in Prince Albert on Tuesday for pre-scheduled training. There will be signage posted in the neighborhood indicating the training in progress. Nearby homes will be notified directly. This morning, Saskatchewan NDP Deputy Leader Vicky Mowat was in Prince Albert calling on the Sask Party to address some of the NDP's concerns in the upcoming budget. Mowat says the NDP wants the province to commit to fully funding the Victoria Hospital expansion and make sure cancer patients don't have to pay for parking while receiving treatment. She also says she wants the NDP to see increased investments into policing and mental health services to deal with crime in the city.
We're in Prince Albert to sketch out our priorities ahead of the provincial budget. The budget is on March 18th. We'll be looking for a few key things that have been keeping Prince Albert residents up at night.
CTV has reached out to the province for a response. We'll have more on that at 6. As MLAs return to the legislature for the spring sitting today, a Saskatoon-based uranium company has announced signing a long-term agreement to supply uranium ore to India. The announcement comes as Prime Minister Mark Carney and Premier Scott Moe are visiting India this week for a trade mission. The Saskatoon company, Cameco, will see 22 million pounds of uranium ore concentrate supplied to the government of India's Department of Atomic Energy over a 9-year period. The total value of the contract is estimated at approximately $2.6 billion, according to Cameco.
It's going to actually stabilize the amount of uranium that we're going to be able to export each and every year. This certainly for Cameco, what this provides them is a very solid plan as to what 9 to 10 years of exports are going to mean to them.
Cameco was contracted to supply over 7 million pounds of uranium to India over the course of 5 years under Prime Minister Stephen Harper's government. For the past 7 weekends, Iranians living in Regina have gathered at the Legislative Building, bringing awareness to the atrocities the Iranian regime is committing. But on Saturday, a different atmosphere, one of celebration after the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran, targeting the supreme leader and his regime. On Sunday, we learned about the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The protesters now are hopeful times could be changing in their home country.
The government, the guys that we hated, and we are chanting down with them, down with Khamenei, down with the Islamic Republic regime. Everything's clear now. We have a clear path forward. So yeah, people believe on this, and we are all happy that after 47 years of this barbarian regime, this brutal regime, we can have a freedom, we can have a free election.
Rally organizers say there are about 1,000 people of Persian descent living in Regina. Gas prices across Saskatchewan are expected to rise sharply following a U.S.-Israel military strike on Iran. That's according to Devin Mescal, an economics professor at the University of Saskatchewan. Mescal says the conflict is driving prices higher for 2 main reasons. It threatens global oil supply and disrupts the infrastructure needed to produce and transport crude to market, including through the Strait of Hormuz, a key shipping route for about a fifth of the world's oil that is now facing major disruptions as tensions escalate. Even though Saskatchewan has its own refineries, Mescal says local prices are still closely linked to the international price of crude.
Our price of at the gas pump is sort of about 40-50% related to the price of crude. And so anything that happens to that global market it impacts that price all the way here in Saskatoon.
He says the big questions for consumers now are how high prices will go and how long the impact will last. Boy, if you play the right song yesterday, Jeff, it almost felt like springtime was on its way, but a little chillier this morning.
What song did you want?
It was a Sugar Ray song.
Okay, good. I'm not familiar with that yet. Maybe Younger Than Springtime from, South Pacific, but that's a different story. Is that South Pacific? That might be the King and I don't know. Anyhow, let's talk about snow. We've got some snow that is coming our way. Not expecting a lot in the way of accumulation, maybe more so in northern areas, points north of Prince Albert. But a couple of different systems are coming through in the next couple of days. But what we really are keeping our eye on is the thermometer, because the temperature is going to be going up and down, but we have a really mild weekend in store, and we'll talk about that later on.
TeleMiracle celebrated 5 decades over the weekend, raising over $10 million. Hallie Mandrick has the story.
It was a record-breaking year for TeleMiracle 50. The golden anniversary raised a total of $10,521,072 for the Kinsman Foundation, marking the highest total that the telethon ever seen.
This is wonderful. I really think that seeing the progression all the way along the line, the people are still great, and we are still serving the community's greatest need.
This year saw an individual contribution of more than $2.3 million through a planned giving donation from Alice Tyndale, a lifelong supporter of TeleMiracle who died in 2023 at the age of 91.
That's incredible.
Morel has been a volunteer for 47 of TeleMiracle's 50 years. He says the impressive total is a reflection of the sense of community which runs through all of Saskatchewan.
That is a reflection of the pioneer spirit that we have, neighbors helping neighbors all the way along the line.
It's a sentiment that keeps many volunteers returning year after year.
It's super. It's amazing how people open their hearts and their wallets. This is just the greatest. It's the best thing that I ever got into.
Many are also working to ensure the next generation is finding things to love about TeleMiracle.
Probably getting my jersey autographed by and the picture by the Grey Cup. To be honest, I'm just excited to go in the audience and watch.
So the Saskatchewan tradition can carry on for decades to come.
I don't think that there is a telethon anywhere that has lasted longer. I'm not sure of that. So, there's a lot of pride there.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
4 Saskatchewan hockey officials are back on home ice after working the world stage at the 2026 Winter Olympics. Sienna Murray and Michelle McKenna served as referees, while Alex Clark and Tarrington Wyonzik worked the lines. They were among just 10 Hockey Canada officials selected by the International Ice Hockey Federation. The Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League calls it a proud moment for the province, especially seeing Murray officiate the women's gold medal game between Canada and the United States. For McKenna, it was an Olympic debut, a dream she's been chasing since she first started officiating at 14 years old.
For me, it definitely is the pinnacle of my career so far. So getting selected was a dream come true and something that, I've been working towards forever. And it's just pretty amazing to actually kind of achieve that dream.
The ladies had little time to celebrate. The referees were back on the ice officiating SJHL games the day after returning home. On the Saskatchewan-Manitoba border, the town of Flin Flon has come up with a cool idea to spark tourism in the region and in an area plagued by wildfires last summer. It's a concept that's getting positive reviews. This is the Snow Lodge at Flin Flon, a 17-meter-long structure featuring local art, local ingenuity, and conceptualized by the engineer and architect who helped with a snow hotel in Sweden. When the director or cultural community initiatives of Flin Flon was approached about embarking on the project, she faced opposition since the area dealt with so much devastation because of wildfires. But Crystal Colt saw it as a way for the area to heal and rise above the devastation.
This is exactly what we should be doing, is showing resilience and showing the world that even if you go through tough times, you can absolutely do something perhaps a little crazy, but wonderful and fascinating and with excellence.
The Snow Lodge has a sample accommodation suite, which is hoped to be part of future development at the site, with overnight stays added in coming years. A Saskatoon restaurant that was temporarily closed after a customer found a cockroach in their sandwich has reopened. Pink Cadillacs was closed for a few days last week to allow the staff at the restaurant to clean and address the issue. Following the disturbing discovery, the owner apologized online and said he was taking the issue seriously. The diner reopened on Saturday. As of Friday, health inspection reports noted ongoing pest control issues, but the owner said he and his staff have been working to make sure the restaurant is clean and up to code. After the break, a classic country show is finally happening this week. Jasmine Pelche finds out why the original February date was postponed.
Joining us is Larry Krause, and he is promoting a concert that's coming up this week on Wednesday and Thursday here in PA. Could you give us some background information on what this show is?
You betcha. What we're doing is the Classic Country Music Reunion Show, and this all stems back to the early 2000s when there was a group of us that we decided we wanted to put on concerts that featured music from the 1950s and earlier, country music, going back to some of the basics and the history of it, and presenting those concerts, and we hoped that people would be interested in hearing it. Well, the first one that we did, it was 40 below, and we sold it out for 2 nights. So we figured, yeah, there's a bit of a market here for it. So we did that for 6 years. And then I guess, as they say, it kind of ran its course. But we got to talking the other day about possibly maybe we should do this thing again. It's been a while, and not everybody that was with us originally still is, and it might be time to do it again. And so that's where the concept came from.
How long is the show, and how many artists perform?
There's going to be 4 of us performing. It's going to be Audrey Newber, Elmer Lamity, John Quinn, and myself. And we've got Gary Larson and Dave Sinclair backing us up. The show will run probably about 2 hours, and it's being held at the Prince Albert Wildlife Banquet and Event Center, just north of town here. Excellent facility, and we're really pleased that Doug and the folks out there are going to be sponsoring and having us out there.
I understand there was a little bit of a kerfuffle with scheduling because of the snow. So what happened there? It was supposed to happen over the storm, and now it's been bumped over to a different week. Is that true?
Right. Originally, we had all of our promotion and everything set up for the 17th and 18th of February. And we, like I said, we did all of our advertising, and all of a sudden we're watching the weather come in, and this is not going to work well. And we figured, primarily for the safety of people that wanted to come and see the show, and also for ourselves, we're probably better off not heading out on the highway, and we looked at opportunities to be able to reschedule. So it's been a bit of a struggle. We had a lot of people are still calling, like, is it still on? What's happening? And I guess this is my way of getting out there and saying, yeah, we're a go. It's coming. It's going to be happening.
What other ways are you communicating to people that the show been rescheduled? Well,
of course, we're working with social media as much as what we can, and print. We've also talked to some of the radio stations who had been supporting us in the past that, hey, we postponed this thing, but this is our date that we're going to have. So we're getting the message out as best as what we can, and we're hoping to have a good turnout. It's going to be an awesome show. We're really looking forward to putting it on, and I think folks are really going to enjoy it.
Are there still tickets left?
Yes, there are. There are tickets available at the door. We sold a bunch of advance tickets, and I guess what we're going to have to say is the Tuesday tickets are now good for Wednesday, and the Wednesday tickets are now good for Thursday. But there are lots of tickets that are going to be available at the door, so there won't be a problem with that.
What would you say to encourage people to come check it out?
This is going to be a very interesting and eclectic evening of music, and there's going to be everything there from Minnie Pearl to Grandpa Jones to just a whole bunch of those old songs that all of a sudden you're going to hear the first couple of chords of the song and you're going to remember it instantly, or you're going to remember people who enjoyed singing and listening to that song, and also there's going to be spud nuts.
Spud nuts are a deep-fried potato donut?
Yes, and they're really, really good. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I learned that last year talking to you guys about concerts. Is there anything we didn't talk about yet that it's important to get across for this?
I think we got it pretty well covered. Tickets are $25 a piece, and it's festival seating, so the sooner you get there, the better a chair that you get. And there's going to be coffee and spud nuts, like I say, that are going to be available there. So come on down and sit back and enjoy a great evening of classic country music.
Great. Well, thanks for coming out and speaking with me.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Jeff's got a peek at the weather coming after the break, plus a study sheds light on young men and the issue of gambling. So, Jeff, this is the 1 week we can get all our chores done before the Paralympics start again on the weekend and chores go out the window. So is it going to be good weather for those chores or not?
You know what? It's going to be up and down. It's going to be, well, you know, some might call it a yo-yo. We are going to be seeing a bit of both cold temperatures and warm temperatures, but particularly warm as we head into the weekend. Saturday's looking quite toasty. We'll talk about that in a second or two. We've got the sort of the beginning of a couple of systems that are going to be making their way through Saskatchewan. There's still a lot of cold Arctic air in the northern areas, and some of this warm Pacific air is crashing into that air, and of course that leads to some precipitation. That's what's coming our way. Not expecting a ton, maybe about 2 to 4 centimeters of snow in Prince Albert in the overnight period, or rather the overnight into tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, maybe tomorrow, just sort of tapering off. But there's I'll go back on the first part of this futurecast. There we go. Yeah, there's the system sort of sliding through, and then another system comes along right after it. We're going to keep our eye on these lines of pressure lines there, because we don't anticipate a particularly windy day tomorrow, but some of those pressure lines looked interesting, to say the least. So in the overnight period, yes, we're expecting a bit more in the way of substantive snow. Not a ton, not back-breaking shoveling that's expected, but certainly most areas dealing with around 2, maybe 4 centimeters of snow. So Spiritwood snow and -18, -16 with flurries in the Battleford's region, -19 in Candle Lake, -18 in Birch Hills, Rostern -18, and a similar sort of situation for Nipawin and Melfort, and anticipating snow throughout the region. Now on to tomorrow. Well, that possibility of snow backs off a little bit, more likely flurries, if anything at all. -12 for Spiritwood, -8 under cloudy skies for the Battlefords, -11 in Candle Lake, -12 in Birch Hills, -11 in Rostern, and -12 in both Nipawin and Melfort, again with flurries throughout the region. Here we go with Prince Albert area. About 2 to 4 centimeters of snow is expected in the overnight period. Winds out of the east at 15 kilometers an hour. As you can see, -18 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, not warming up to above or even close to seasonal values. -11 degrees. A slight chance of flurries. Winds out of the north at 20. So it'll feel a little nippy out there tomorrow. And then as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, -18 on Wednesday. Brr. But then closer to seasonal values on Thursday with a 30% chance of flurries. But then look at this, 0 degrees on Fridays. Things are starting to melt, and then they'll really be melting on Saturday. 5 degrees with mainly cloudy skies. -1 on Sunday, so still fairly melty, albeit -1 isn't the same as a plus temperature, but still. 30% chance of flurries on Sunday, and Monday, 50% chance of flurries, and -5 for a high, which is above seasonal. So that's how the 7-day forecast is shaping up.
Going to put the drainage systems to a test, eh? You got the freeze, then the thaw, then the freeze, then the melt, then the snow, then the freeze.
It could get quite messy and quite slippery.
All right, interesting. Well, thanks very much, Jeff. A mid-season addition to the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, Nolan Meyer played a huge role in the Huskies series against the UBC Thunderbirds in the Canada West semifinal.
Cross seam, there's the shot, Thorpe, oh, what a save! Oh my goodness, absolute robbery from Meyer.
That save on Friday night maintained the Huskies' slim 1-goal lead for a win on Friday, and Saskatchewan finished the series off on Saturday night. The Huskies will face the Mount Royal Cougars again for the Canada West Men's Hockey Championship, this time in Calgary, for a chance to repeat the first time in 7 years. The Huskies have won 3 titles twice, from 80 to 83 and 97 to 2000, and they won back-to-back championships in 1952 and 1953.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
A new new study suggests there's been a sharp rise in young men contacting helplines for gambling-related problems. The study, published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal, evaluated Ontario's 24-hour mental health and addictions helpline. Researchers tracked the number of contacts for boys and men aged 15 to 24 from January 2012 to September 2025. They say there were notable increases before January 2015, when the province launched the gambling platform Play OLG, as well as the period following Ontario's expansion of private online gambling in April 2022.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
If I said, Jeff, what's your favorite Megadeth song? Do you have one?
Let There Be Shred.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, this is going to apply to you then, sir. Heavy metal stars Megadeth were recently in Saskatoon, and while they were here, they strapped on their skates and headed to the Meewasin rink. Video posted to YouTube shows the band playing their song, Let There Be Shred. It's off the new self-titled album recently released. The video features guitarist Timu Mantasari doing laps around the rink with downtown Saskatoon in the background. Megadeth played SaskTel Centre on February 24th. So there you go, Jeff. They're playing your favorite song.
They are.
I tell you, I think one of my favorites is 99 Ways to Die. It's a real old one, and it was on a Beavis and Butthead tape, or kind of a variety tape that they made back when you had tapes. So,
but I gotta say, that's a very cool video. No pun intended there in terms of the cold conditions. But I think that's fantastic to have that being recorded here in Saskatoon and sent out through the Twitterverse.
There you go. Yeah, I love it. And I mean, anyone. I think the guitarist there is from Finland. I looked at the name and it looked like a Finnish name, and everyone from Finland seems to know how to skate. So there you go.
There you go.